Welcome to the Land of Bet Sports Betting Live show. Already off to a good start. Coming back from the depths of hell, y'all. Appreciate everybody being in here. Wanted to make sure I got it live in after not being able to get a video up last night because I wouldn't have been able to make it on stream for real. But we got everybody in here, man. It's Big Ham's first one, so appreciate you, man. Let's get it. Then we got everybody. John Doe's in here. Let's get money. Jacob, Paolo, Nakes. What's up, man? Y'all have a picks? Yeah, we're gonna get some picks going for sure. Let's see if we get what we got. Hot Sauce is in here. Go see Mike, one of the VIP cappers in the Discord in here, throwing his great looks as always. Make sure you check out Mike's stuff. Nas Reed, 15 points. Let me star some of these comments as we go down so we can see what we got going on. Isaac's in here. Great name. That's my middle name right there. Let's see. We got all the W's in the chat with Monty. Let's see. No, appreciate you guys, man. I'm just trying to find some. We got everybody in here, man. Excited to be in here. Giddy under rebounds. I can see that. Let me star that. We get some unders going. I like that look. You already know Isaiah. 5.5 assists is wild for Collier. I mean, it makes sense when you talk about the Thunder defense, but I still think I look at what he did last year against them too. He doesn't really care who it is. I think I would take Isaiah Collier against the Monstars at this point. Siakam on the dimes. Let me put that up there. And Porter on 20. That's MPJ on the 22.5 points. Let's see. Yeah, I can try to see what I'm targeting, but kind of the point of it is for the people to a degree. So I do want people to be able to get their looks in. The looks that I'm putting down, I didn't get a video out last night, so I can't put it there. But got Clay head to head on some assist looks. Jeremiah Fears over. That's a tough look in that matchup for Fears, but we can see his stuff might be a little high, but he is getting the minutes, so we can look at Fears. I'm gonna star that one. I'm probably starting him in fantasy tonight. So you taking another Cappers looks, but Isaiah Jackson points. Interesting. Got some Pacers looks in here. That's pretty interesting. Let me see. We got a ton of comments. So I'm just going to start starring stuff. I'm going to start sharing my screen. Who knows how long I'm going to last before I die. So let me pull up what we got here. This is the projections. These are on landyourbets.com. I'm going to go through this stuff. These are some of the things that I'm looking at each and every day. It's a really nice little easy chart that I can use to just sort of sift through all this stuff and filter through how I want to. So I'm going to be using this, and I'm going to be using Props Madness. So these will be pretty much the two go-tos, and then we'll jump into some of the other stuff that we might need for the tools that I'm using. Usually, I mean, NBA stats is always going to be helpful, so I'm at least going to pull them up. And I'm going to pull up Twitter just so we have the injury reports coming through, because this is the crazy time right now, which is why I do this stream, because normally I have my brains working and it's not as tough. Hell yeah. Love this right here. We got Marvin Bagley out and Alex Sarr out. I don't root for injuries, but I do root for my bets and their CLV. So let's start right there, because those are the two injuries I just pulled up. We're going to go to that Wizards-Raptors game for a start. Let me get the shout out in. Cody, I hope you're in here, bro. Yeah, there you are. I got you. Okay. He's got the over PRA. I was like, Scott, you better be in here, Cody, because I'm shouting you out right now. My guy is all over his Raptors bets. So he sent me a really, really nice little screenshot of his research where he's looking at the Raptors players that and what he separates them pretty well, right, in terms of what they do differently and how they do things well versus not well. He likes the Scotty over PRA. Let's start there, and then I'm going to get into these Wizards things that I like, because I love Keyshawn. And because that, hold on one sec, because that news came out, let me see what's up with Keyshawn right now. So everything came down, right? It looks like maybe only Caesars is hanging, or it's coming back up. People are the books are taking Keyshawn down because of the George and Marvin Bagley news. What are his rebounds at? They were 5.5. Yeah, so the rebounds are going first for sure. The rebounds were 5.5, like minus 125 earlier. They were still pretty juiced, but they're going to come back 6.5, like right here on DraftKings. It's already 6.5. The dime should probably stay 4.5. I got this a little bit better number. So I took his rebounds and assists for Keyshawn, and you can still get 10.5. Looks like MGM's hanging a 9.5. They're so slow. If you can take advantage of that, there's a couple books here, including I do have Bovada listed, because that is my sort of emergency book at times. It's offshore. Do with that what you will. But the RA for him, I do like this matchup for the rebounds and assists as much as anything. I do think they're going to be on the Raptors. We know are really good on ball defenders above the break against the wings, like on ball wings like him, right? People who are shooting off the dribble. That's him. They're bad against the spot up because they overpressure the ball, right? That's the news on the Raptors defense. And it's a good defense because it's got really long, rangy wings. Once you get down low, you can get what you want. Pirtle's not really much of anything as far as a rim protector anymore. And Sandro Mamukelashvili also not a rim protector. So you can get what you want going to the bucket. But I do like the dimes and the rebounds for him because, one, I was kind of into the idea that Bagley and or Sarr were going to be out. They're both out. Bagley, especially for the rebounds. Now you're talking about maybe Keyshawn being like the best rebounder in the starting lineup. Maybe we see, what's his name, Vukcevic, whatever the young kid's name is. He might get some time now with Bagley out. We're going to get more Champagny. But I just like George because his usage should stay high. I do like the points, honestly. I think he his points projection on the land your bets here on the Swishland projections. Let me pull up Washington. His points were at about 17 on the projection there for Keyshawn. So you can see there's guys that are about to be out. Look how awesome this is, man. So like the dudes that are out right now for Washington, it's already come through. This news came out like 7 minutes ago, and Swish's model here already has taken into consideration. Or it's not yet. All right, my bad. We're almost there. It's every 10 minutes. So in about 3-4 minutes, we're going to see Alex Sarr out. We're going to see who was the other one? It was Bagley. Is he even listed right now? Yeah, Bagley's already listed out. So like for Sarr, he's going to get listed out. And then that's going to impact these projections. So right now, before Sarr is actually taken into account as being out in the model, we've got 17 points, 4.5 assists, and 6 boards for Keyshawn. So that's why I already really liked the boards in this one. To me, that was also the biggest advantage. It's not like the Raptors are a super bad rebounding team, but it is where they're weakest. If you look at their opponent rebounds allowed, where's that at right here? Let me pull up rebounds on the prop. And then if you hover over the game with the Raptors, you can see rebounds allowed, right? 17th, but when it comes to the assists, not that bad. Pretty good defense, limiting assists to 8th, limiting assists, and then to his play type for Keyshawn, they're good limiting points too. So rebounds was always kind of my favorite bet for Keyshawn. I still like the 10.5 RA. I actually laddered that and took a couple of alts on FanDuel. And I'm getting a little bit of the CLV that we talk about. Mostly it's just like, I think now I feel confirmation that those dudes are out. So Keyshawn is going to do well on the rebounds. And I still think that the books are slow to catch up to his dimes. So the plus money there on 4.5 is still awesome. But we move. So that's what I like in this one. Let's get to Cody's look here. Scotty on the PRA. I think we do have to give Scotty a look. Like, dude, this Washington team is one of the easiest teams to get whatever you want against, especially rebounds and assists. So for PRA for Scotty, he's at 32.5, which is a high number. But like, look, man, some of this stuff's going to be higher than the dude's averages at times because of the fact that, one, this is an easy opponent. But I do think the cup is getting a little bit of a bump. I'm not sure if people are just betting the cup bump, right? Where people are like, oh, teams are going to score more because it's the cup and you want point differential. But look at all this green when you look at opponent stuff for the Wizards, right? Like against what Scotty wants to do, they're basically either third worst or worst at limiting assists, rebounds, the points versus his position. The defensive rating is 29th, but the pace is super high. So this is a great team to take overs against, is the Wizards. I definitely agree that Scotty's is a good player on the PRA. I don't have a beat on the Raptors, not like Cody does. So it's tough for me to know which one to bet on, but I do like the Scotty look as much as anything for the Raptors, and that would be where I'd be going more than anything. If you think that the Raptors win this game handily, let me know what you think, Cody. But Jamal, they got it at 5.5 now. That's crazy. See, I thought they were going to give us 4.5 Jamal Shed assists, but books are a little bit sharper than I give him credit for, I guess, because like they've had him at 4.5. He's gotten 4 the last 2 games since I started noticing that his potential assists are high, even in 24 minutes. But maybe you like the blowout, and that's why the 5.5 is where it is, because that's high. That's just too high for me to take it now. But if this was 4.5 for Jamal Shed, I was probably there with it. So let me keep going here. Like I always try to tell people, bring your bets in the comments. I don't know if I have to tell you all that or not, but I'm happy to take a look at what you guys got. And then appreciate everybody giving the video a like, helps the video go further, and then more people find it, which is always great. So we can help everybody out. So that's where we're at with Wizards Raptors for just right this second. I like what we're saying here, though. Let me keep looking right quick what we got here. Yeah, right. I love that last night. I was too sick to even watch hoops last night, which was so annoying because I knew my Magic guys were going off. But God damn, Jalen Suggs is so much better than people think he is at basketball. I used to not think he was that good either. But another big time contributor in the VIP chat here, Maddie Stevens. If you see some of his stuff, he's always got great looks, man, doing the work. So does the Yeah, so I was trying to keep the bots out. That's the problem. So wherever I have that link at for the free part of the Discord, I need to figure that out better. Maddie Stevens, maybe you can help me out with it because I need to get the link to the people, but I just can't have the bots coming in, man. And that's the only way I could figure out was to stop getting bots in, was stop having the link just publicly available on like all my videos and everything like that. So let me see. Oh, hell yeah. We the Fifth, you got a channel? Just based on how entertaining he is in the comments, I would give this dude a follow on YouTube if he has some shit to talk on YouTube on his channel. That's awesome, man. Drop your channel in the comments. Let us know which one it is. Happy to give it a follow. But all right. Watch out on fear if you're saying under. I'm a little bit scared of that too. We got to that. I'm gonna just keep going down for a minute. Let's talk about Mitchell assists because this is one that I had, and then I know I got some people I got to go back to in the comments. I will do that. If we talk about the Bulls and Heat game, man. So interestingly, I don't know if Swish is in the chat yet. He might already be. We need to yeah, he is. My guy's in the chat. If you see Swish in here, this is the man responsible for the brilliance behind all of this model right here. Let's see if I refresh, if the Washington stuff refresh. But if you see him putting anything down, this is my partner in crime, man. So definitely trust him. Yeah, there. SAR's already out. That's so beautiful, dude. You're a psychopath genius. So that does just sort of like bump a few things up for some people here. Let's see. It's not really bumping Keyshawn up because he was already at 37. Bub got up to 32 now. His stuff's a little bit nicer. And then, yeah, you can see Champagny coming in because he's going to be a big that they need. So now you might be able to depend on him a bit more. If you see Champagny at like 30 minutes, you might have some beatable props for him. But yeah, Raps party at the rim too for anybody, like you were saying, for Scotty, anybody that goes to the rim and doesn't just always pull up Brandon Ingram, then you can go ahead and take their points probably on the over against the Wiz here. But love this stuff here, man. Let me try to focus a little bit more. I was talking about the Heat. Let's pull up the Heatles. MIA. Let's see. We got them still minutes. This is what's crazy. And Swish pointed this out. I was going to say this a minute ago until I distracted myself. I'm going to go back to this Heat game. If we look at the Heat player props here, just like looking at points first, start with Norm. You get 25. If you add all this up, it doesn't really come out to what we expect their team total to be. Right. I think the way that these props are listed, if you add up all the points for the Heat players, it's like 110. I think we expect them to score more than 110 against the Bulls, who both teams are going to play fast, especially the Heat. They're scoring more than 110 a game, that's for sure. So it kind of seems like a lot of the players on the Heat are going to have low props because they're not accounting for the fact that there's a really thin rotation right now for the Heat. You're going to have Norm, Bam, Pell, Mitchell. That's the starting lineup. Did I just say 5 people? Norm, Bam, Pell, Mitchell. Who am I forgetting? Oh, no. And then Jesus Christ. Who's not listed? Norm, Bam. Is Hawkins gonna have to start? Pell, Davion. That's 4. Who am I forgetting, Swish? Forgetting somebody that we were talking about earlier. Damn. Either way, I don't think Hawkins is starting. So it's just tough for me to take Jaime. His stuff's so high, but everybody else, let's start with Mitchell because that was the bet that was brought up. For Mitchell, let's see what his dimes are at. 6.5. These haven't moved. These were minus 138 the whole time. I guess on DraftKings they moved, but this is one place where what we look at here is what have his closing lines been recently, and they've been about 6.5, right around this number. That's what his closing lines have been on his assists, which tells you the market thinks he's at about 6.5 assists per game, and that's worth it to take the over at about minus 130, right? Usually. Well, now it's still at the same number, but we're giving him a bump in minutes because there's not very many guys left in the rotation because Jovic and Wiggins are both out. So if we're getting the same number that he had last game against the Dubs in a better matchup against the Bulls, right, with more minutes coming his way, then this just tells you to just close your eyes and just hit, okay, over. Like, I don't need to really know much else than that. Like, over. I don't need to know how many times he's done this against the Bulls in the past. I don't need to know his hit rate in the last 3. I don't need to know that stuff. I just need to know this is not priced accurately because it should be probably 7.5, considering that it was 6.5 in a better matchup with more guys taking minutes from him. All right, end of rant. That's what I love about Davion on the dimes there. Swish is the longtime bettor who is teaching me this stuff every day as we keep going. So then we look at Khalil Ware, just to keep it going. I'm sure somebody asked me about Khalil. And I'm sure a lot of y'all are frustrated with Kel'el Ware because if you played him last time, maybe you played the rebounds and that was smart, but you saw him get 19 minutes. And if you bet Kel'el Ware against the Dubs and then you just turn on the game and you're like, why is Kel'el Ware not on the court ever? Why am I keep turning the game on and he's not on the court? Okay, Spo doesn't want to play him when he doesn't have to, but 16 rebounds, 23 rebound chances in 19 minutes is not nothing. And it's not like he's going, the Dubs are a good rebound, like a bad rebounding team, good opponent for him to go up against. Bulls are allowing the 7th most rebounds per game, and they're just as bad, if not worse, than the Dubs at rebounding. So I think Kel'el Ware on the rebounds is still the play. This was 8.5. Either way, I just thought we were getting good value on the double-double because if you think that the putbacks are going to be a thing for him, I think that's helpful on the double-double. He took 10 shots against the Dubs. That's another thing. 10 shots in 19 minutes, and that helps me feel good about him continuing to like be involved in the offense and taking shots. So 19 minutes probably gets a bump too. No more Jovic. Jovic is the biggest guy, the detractor from Kel'el Ware. He was been the backup center. Jovic is out. Hashtag no Jovic. We don't bet on Jovic on this show, but Jovic is out. Kel'el Ware is going to be in for at least another, I would say like 6-10 minutes in that range, like as high as 10 minutes. But I think he gets above 25 is the point here. So if you like him for more than 25 minutes, man, the rebounds, even at 9.5, still happy to take that. Took a couple alt rebound lines for Kel'el Ware too. Took him at 12 and 13 and 14 rebounds. Took him at those two numbers for Kel'el as Ware. So, all right. I am. I swear, like it's called a bug. I'm not going to get into what it was like, but I definitely was sick. And I am going to a Too Short concert tonight. Please don't call me out on that. Like I said, I got it out of my system. I'm able to go to a show tonight, so I'm going to be doing it. But I'm happy to be back with y'all. Let me think real quick what we have. Yeah, that's the other thing. We should be talking about, I think it was Matt, right? Matty Stevens was talking about Fontecchio. I don't know if Fontecchio start. We don't have that yet, right? The Heat starting lineup. Is Underdog asleep? How is it this busy right now in the NBA and yet there's no news coming out? Maybe I won't be mad at Underdog, but this is ridiculous. But yeah, also like even the two non-American whites, the Simone and Pell, like both of them seem pretty cheap. I guess what I'm saying is like Norm at 25.5, probably pretty fair. Maybe he goes off for 30 and destroys all of the things I'm saying right now. That's the worst case scenarios. Norm's like, nah, I got it. And then Norm Powell is just shooting 25 times and now we're screwed. I get that. But like other than that, Pell and Simone here, they're be chucking. There's no more Wiggins. That's like 14, 15 shots. And then also Jovic is however many shots that bum takes, 10 a game, whatever. Don't pay attention to him anymore. Simone, though, 10.5, that's got to be low. Even Pell. So, I mean, I have a lot of bets today, man. Let me just write them down for a minute. And let me give y'all an an under that I have here. I got to write Pell down for myself. And I think Simone is better just because of the number over 10.5 points. And then Pell 11.5. Like they're both playing like Pell is playing 28 to 32. He's in the starting lineup. So yeah, it's moving up to 12.5 now. That 11.5 is about to be gone. But yeah, although the non-American whites here are pretty good, well priced on the on their markets on the points especially. So let me see. Simone Rigatoni. That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, I think Pell starts. Yeah, to your point here, I think Pell starts. I think that does equate to minutes. He's been in the starting lineup, so I don't think that changes for sure. All right. Yeah, Jaime off bench. Pell will start, but I still only have 4 guys. I thought Simone might start because I can't get to that's the 5th guy. And if Jaime is always coming off the bench no matter what and still playing 32 to whatever 37 minutes, then yeah, it's Pell and Simone starting. And then Simone is actually getting a pretty good deal here. Also, he's taking so many threes. Is it 2.5? Yeah, it's 2.5, but it's nice. Nice. 2.5 plus 150. 8 of his 10 shots, 7 of 11, 7 of 7, 5 of 7, 7 of 9. 4 of 4, basically anywhere from 50% to 100% of his shots are from 3 for Simone, which is why this is 2.5, which he's gone over pretty consistently in games where he's playing 15 freaking minutes. So is this not the dude getting the biggest jump in minutes? Even if the projections right now have him at 21, it's 2.17 threes, but he's been hitting he's been taking these many threes in that many minutes. That's crazy. I think that's at least a look. All right, we'll come back to him. Let me keep rolling here. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, let's get to Brandon Williams' assists. I know I have some star comments in here too. I'm gonna get to those. It's a lot of games, man. We got B Will. What's he at now? What's confusing to me here was what I was looking at with him. I mean, obviously when you're playing the Pellies, like go for it, just take whatever you can get. He's at 14.5 points. That's so high. He's averaging 10.8 on the season. Even if you look at his minutes, right, and you go, all right, games where Brandon Williams is playing 26 to 30 minutes, right? Let's look at that. Let's say at least 26. And then I will say 26 to 30. He's only done that once. God damn. His minutes are so random, dude. They're so all over the place. Like 12, 17, 7, 8, 20, 33. This Mavs team is a joke, man. Is D'Lo officially out or no? No, he's still questionable, right? This is the kind of thing where it's like I would just try to bet on Brandon Williams and then be like, D'Lo's probably out. He was a late add to the injury report, and then D'Lo plays and then gets 30 minutes. And I hate this. I already bet on Brandon Williams, but what doesn't make any sense is that he's at 14.5 points and 4.5 assists. Why? Like if he's in for the amount of minutes that he would need to get 15 points, then he's going to be in there to get the amount of assists that he needs to get 5, right? Like if we put the minutes up for him to 26 plus, now the assists are at 6. I mean, I guess the points look good in this situation too at 16, but he's a point guard, man. And he's the only one that's like diming other than D'Lo, who I just do not like his game. So I just think the assists are the better play even than the points. So it's just weird to me, like that the assists don't indicate that they like him for minutes, but the points indicate that they like him for minutes. So that would give me a strong feeling on the assists more so, which is why I bet them. And I bet them 6 plus 2. Then you can get 8 plus 2. So that's a 8 plus assists for him is like plus 500 basically. I think that's a good look. Let me get this for you, Cody. Cody was asking about, let me go down to this. You were asking about CJ McCollum, right? Let's see what CJ's listed for. CJ, where are you at? CJ's at 32 minutes, maybe 16, 3 and 3 in that range. It's tough with CJ, man. It's tough with the older guys where you just don't know on Washington. Like, are they going to get burned? Are they going to not get burned in the blowout? Whatever. Let's look at Keonte because he was saying that. Oh, yeah. And let me just talk about that. That is crazy, dude. I did not realize how much people were going to love the bot that we have in the VIP Discord chat. But you can just ask the bot with just like a prompt that's like ask and then say someone's name. And then it just gives you their projection that we have on the model here. Plus, it gives you any intel that we pull in. We're always pulling in intel as well. We try to get that stuff up here as much as we can and stay up to date on like this stock for certain guys, right? Like just who we see as stock rising, who we need to monitor, like Kobe White, all that kind of stuff. That intel is coming in all the time from like podcasts and news and media and outlets and all that. And so we use that to sort of also help us with what we, who we like and who we can get ahead of lines and whatever. But yeah, the vibes are high right now in the chat. And I'm really grateful for everybody in there. And I'm grateful for the prop bot, man. Shout out Swish again. What a G. Keonte. Let's just get to this game. Keonte he's good. I've always I put him. I sprinkled on 80-1 rookie of the year in the event that Wemby maybe like didn't make it through the season or something. I sprinkled on Keonte George rookie of the year a couple years ago because like he is that good to me. But now it's high, and it's high because he's been doing it. So is it because he's now just like that dude? Like he's not getting less than 35 minutes in most of these games. So. Is he Will Hardy likes him now? I thought Will Hardy, he was in the doghouse last year. Now he's not. If you want to talk about the points specifically, 18. Look at the fluctuation though, like 33 and 34 against these last two teams. Tough to want to take him to score against the Thunder. That's my only fear, honestly. His assists are what, 5.5. It's 7 a game, and then 2.5 on the boards, but that's juiced. But the points, it's just like that's the one thing that I'm like, look, I get it. It's still a decent edge. If you look at just his average on the season at 23 a game, you can say like, damn, 18.5 points. That's low for this dude. You just make that case alone. But come on now. I mean, this is like he's the type of player that gets shut down by this team. What did he do against them last year? Yeah, not great on the points. What were the minutes at head to head? 28 minutes. He played them 8 times. No, this is my bad. Last year. He didn't play them last year. This is last year. 4 games, 31 minutes. Obviously, it's different, man. I mean, he was playing without Markkanen in most of these games. It's different squad, so we can't really use this. I just wanted to see if he like just has no success. I mean, he's shooting like 2 for 9, 3 for 11. Overall, it's just like it's not that helpful. But yeah, I'm not going with it. I have no qualms with it. Let me go down to Utah and let me see what they think. Let's see what we've got here. Utah. So yeah, the minutes are pretty evenly distributed, and I think we could probably give some of these guys a little bit of a bump, like the starters. But honestly, man, look at how many guys are playing. Look at how many guys get minutes. And I think all these guys are still in, right? I know that some guys were questionable, like Hendricks and company, but I mean, Flip is in, and the only guys out are Niang and Kessler. So now it's just crowded. Even if you bump up like Keonte, a few minutes. I mean, the model isn't really taking into account matchups. So you have to consider that. So I mean, 21 points. Even if you depress him like if you like say he shouldn't be 21, he should be 19, 20. It's still over. It's still better than the 18 and a half. So, and I think he is going to play more closer to 32, 34 minutes, and I would say the 28 that we have him here for, right? So, yeah. I can't argue with it. I'm not against it at all. Even the 5.5 assists isn't bad, but you got to hope that this game is somewhat close, and that's kind of why I like Collier more instead. And I know somebody brought Collier up. S. Smith Thomas 180, Collier on the 5.5, and like this dude's insane. Isaiah Collier walks on the court and just gets an assist for playing. I think minus 125 at 5.5. Like, dude he's a walking 7 assists. That's just what it is. This is my favorite game right here. 16 minutes, 7 assists. I even like this one. 26 minutes, 11 potential assists. He's a psychopath. 27 minutes, 15 potential assists. This is what he wants to do, is just pass. So 28 potentials against the Bulls. Yeah, I'm still going to take his assists. I think he did pretty well against the Thunder last year. Yeah, he had a 12 assist game. I knew he had one really big game. They got waxed in that one. He still had over on all of his stuff, PRA and everything. So I'm still with the 5.5 dimes for Collier. And I just like it more too, because the Keonte thing, the scary part is like, is he going to get minutes in a blowout? Honestly, he still has been. In fact, we can just look at that real quick for Keonte. Let me just see if I even have a point here. For Keonte, let's go to the filter that is awesome. Where is that at? I got to make it wider. Hold up. That's what she said. More win-loss margin. Let's do like let's say that negative. They've lost the game by 40. Let's say that they lose by what's the spread in this game? 16.5. Let's say 16 or more blowouts. He's played 26, 33, 33 minutes. So I don't even know that he necessarily loses time in a blowout. They've lost by 40. So you could still take him. I mean, he still took 10 shots. He had 11 free throws. Yeah, I still think the points are probably good for Keonte. I'm agreeing with that, but I like the dimes better for Isaiah Collier. So let's keep rolling. Like it says here, but go ahead and give that video a like if you don't mind. Let me see. Oh, also, yeah. All right, hold up. All right, you know what? Let's do one more. I do like it. I'm just gonna say right now, I took Ace Bailey. I do that. I'm kind of addicted to Ace Bailey now. I don't know that we should be taking for 20 plus anymore, but I still think this is low compared to what his lines have been set at. He's been at 11.5, 12.5. Even if you take, like we say, like you depress the line a little bit because it's OKC. This dude is one of my favorite player archetypes to do well against the Thunder, and that is a stretch 4. He's what, like 6, 7, 8. He's not like a center size, not necessarily small ball center size, but he is like a stretch 3 to 4 who can shoot from the corners. I think he's taking, he's scoring like almost 20% of his points are from the corner. That is where this team is weakest. 27th limiting corner threes over here, 19th over here. So probably bottom 5 limiting corner threes on the season, because that's what OKC does. They pressure the crap out of the ball, and then they give up a few more assists than they do on ball stuff. But yeah, they're 23rd against the spot up. That's what Ace is going to be doing. So I just think he's also like the right matchup for this game. That's why I like him at 10.5 points. And I even like the rebounds, because he is a guy like John Collins-ish. Not that he's good this year, but someone like that, a stretch 4, Santi Aldama-ish, in that they can crash the offensive boards, which is a problem sometimes for the Thunder. So I do like Ace Bailey in this game again. And on the other side, I don't have much for you, because this team should wax them, and then I don't know what that's going to do. But let's stop by the Denver game right quick for a minute. Let me get over here. Where's Denver, Houston? Denver, Houston. You know what's crazy is like this underdog tweet over here. Oh, we got some news. Not Saturday news. This underdog tweet right here is like Houston's offense this season is so good, and Denver's offense this season is so good. And like, yeah, but so are their defenses. Like they also have 2 of the top 6 defenses in the league. That's the only thing I'm saying about this game is like we love KD scoring and we love like all this offense everywhere for both these squads, but like the defensive rating for the Nuggets is 3rd and 6th for Houston. They're good. These are 2 of the best defenses in the league. It's the reason they're 2 of the favorites to win the chip if there wasn't a team named the Thunder playing. But let's start with the Joker, and let's put Aaron Gordon in so everybody knows he's playing in this game. The most interesting part about this is Cam Johnson and P. Watt, but let's just look at Joker for a minute. P. Watt. I do want to see what Joker did against this squad last year. Not that it's the same team. It was a 15-point win. There's probably some guys missing for the other side. So I'm not going to worry about that too much. But if we do look at Jokic on the triple-double, oh, you get even money. All right, so is it the assists that are keeping it from being too yeah, so it's 9.5 dimes. Okay. All right. 9.5 dimes, right? He's at 11 per game. Why would we assume that he doesn't get it against Houston? Because they're 6th best at limiting assists? That's one reason. I don't know if I care about that. Points are so high. Points are so high. He's so good. There was another graphic that was like, who rank these players? And it was like Jokic and then like a bunch of other dudes that are playing right now. And it was just like, what? Why are you asking me that? Yeah, I guess the triple double is a nice look here because look, it's when Jokic's assists are at 9.5, and they're juiced like this, I'll just play the triple double. I think death taxes and Jokic 10 points, 10 rebounds, right? I don't think that's a question. So if you see the 9.5, just play the triple double. That's my take on Jokic. He's amazing. And what is the total in that game? Let me see real quick. Because if the total is too crazy, I don't think it should be that silly high. 235.5. It's pretty high total, and it's been bet up. I do think that people are betting up on the cup alone. I don't know if there's any data to say that yet, but I did like an under in this game. This is what I was saying was the most interesting aspect of this game is now the P. Watt Cam J dynamic, because Aaron Gordon's back for this game. So starting lineup, Jokic, Murray, Gordon, and then we're missing Brown. Who's it been? Oh, I got to go find out again. Let me go back over here to Denver to see the last game that Gordon played. Was it the Bulls game? I think he did. No, he played that game. So it was P. Watt and Cam Johnson. And then P. Watt got fewer minutes than Cam J in that one, had fewer points and like shots. But then in that last game, man, when he just went off without Aaron Gordon, does seem like that was a nice little boost for our boy right there for Watson. So I took an under on Cam Johnson. I just think, especially like honestly, if Peyton Watson wasn't already doing what he did last game where he had the 30-point double-double, I would still go under on Cam Johnson as soon as Aaron Gordon came back. But the helpful part here is there's no Christian Brown. I don't think those shots or anything that Christian Brown was doing goes to Cam Johnson. Is a wonderful connective piece to your offense. He's going to make the right pass. He's not looking to shoot every single time. He's going to only shoot off the spot up. Sometimes he'll go down low if there's a backdoor cut available, whatever. But he's not like heavily involved, and he's not like the guy out in transition like Christian Brown was. So there's no real bump to Cam J just because our boy is out. I think if we look at the projection for the Nuggets right here, we pull up, we got the minutes, and then we've got Cam J at 29. Like I think that's fair. What do we have Watson at? He's probably probably not high enough. Yeah, 29, but I think P. Watt is the guy that stays in the 30s, and Cam J stays in the 28, 29 range. We have him at 11.5, let's say 18.5. Let's say, no, 18.5, 13.5. And then we'll call that like 17, right, on the PRA. I took him under on the PRA here. I think we got 18.5. Yeah, there was some 19.5. So those are gone, but I still took the juiced 18.5. I believe it was FanDuel. I can't remember which book I got it on. So love that under. That's like Cam Johnson under, John Collins unders. Unders are a lot of work, man. And once I find the ones that I like, then I'm just going to try to go back to them as long as it works. And that's what I'm doing with Cam J. And I love the fact that we knew when to go over. Like I loved his overs in both these games, but then it was like, okay, well, there's no Aaron Gordon in this game. And now we're going back to the under on the PRA. All right. Let me see what else y'all got in the chat. We got Alonzo Ball look. I haven't talked about this game at all. I'm sorry. I'm not going to be looking at Pacers players. It sounds closed-minded because it is, and I'm still probably not going to do it. I love Benedict Mathurin. I know there was a question about him. He got up to 34 minutes. All right, if he's at 34 minutes, then fuck it. Yeah, bet on Benedict Mathurin. He's still going to shoot the ball 100 times. He's going to get to the free throw line 8 to 10 times. Yeah, that's the guy I'd be betting on the other side. But if we're looking at this side, I did take the double-double on Mobley. I think I got the same. Actually, it's moving. So, yeah, it's better odds than I got it at. Mostly because Jared Allen was ruled in. So now you lost some of the value on Mobley. But I still think he's going to get the bulk of the minutes. I just take overs against the Pacers for the bigs, no question. And then Lonzo on the dimes. He doesn't have his dimes up because Garland is actually probable now. Got it. And then Jalen. These guys are probable now. Did I miss that? I missed it at some point. It was like they were all seen at shoot around, and now it says available. Okay, yeah, I missed that 9 seconds ago. Okay, cool. Good timing. But it says Darius Garland, Jalen Tyson will have minutes limits if they play. So it sounds like the books don't know what the hell to do with Lonzo now because of the fact that they're like so vague about what these minutes limits are and blah, 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 right? So, yeah, we got to be careful with – I mean, the books are being careful with Lonzo. They're not being careful with Jalen Tyson, apparently. I'm good to stay away from that. We got 9 games we can look at, and honestly, there's better stuff to look at. So, make sure to give that video a like. I'm going to be going through a couple more if I can here. And then I do have to dip in just a bit. Let's see. Yeah, this is a good point about the Pellies, which is weird. I did take Derek Queen on the rebounds. I love Derek Queen. It's time I start betting on him more. I've only bet on him once this season. So I took the rebounds because that is the best play, I believe, against the Mavs in their rebounding. But yeah, if you're going to bet on that game, it seems like the Mavs players are a little bit better to bet on. Just trying to see what we got if I miss anything. See about Gordon on the Rebs right quick. Let's go to Denver. Where you at, Denver? Aaron Gordon, 5.5 boards. It's always like a spot play for me with him on the boards. Like if there's a good reason to take it, then I will. Like maybe his matchup or something to that effect. But it's not like the Rockets are bad at rebounding, and this is like pretty fair number, I'd imagine. Really good stuff over here. I don't know if Christian Brown impacts it. I could take a quick look at that, actually. Let's see if Christian Brown off court impacts Aaron Gordon rebounds. So this is NBA Advanced Fantasy Labs, like on court, off court. So you can see more than just like a game that a dude missed. You can see how guys play with and without guys on the court. I showed this a lot last year, so I'm going to go to it now that we have a little bit more data to use. We can kind of look at it. So I'm wondering, like, we see Aaron Gordon now, like if we go and look at him without CB on the season, he's played 2 games without Christian Brown on the season. Not a big sample size, but in those 2 games, he had 10 freaking rebounds, right? So now is there any kind of validity to Christian Brown not playing and him getting rebounds? I want to look at all the minutes that he's played this season without him and go from there. So we'll go Aaron Gordon on court, and then we go Christian Brown off court. We should probably put Jokic on court because he's going to impact the crap out of that. We should probably put the best rebounder in the league. I said what I said. So let's look at Ego on court with Nicola without Christian Brown. Come on, pull through. Pull through. All right, let's do it. There we go. 80 minutes. Not the biggest sample size. Aaron Gordon, 8.5 boards per 36 when he's on court with Jokic without Christian Brown. Jesus Christ, he's at 17 rebounds for Jokic. That's not nothing. Like, I think Aaron Gordon without Christian Brown is probably a bit more than we realized. Now, granted, that came in like 2 games. Oh, wait, now it's updating more. Oh, it wasn't fully updated. Okay, so it's 123 minutes. It's still 8.7 boards. Jokic is still a psychopath at like 17. I see that. That's helpful info to tell me, like, kind of like it. I kind of like what you're saying. His matchup will probably be. Does he guard Şengün? Well, it depends if Jabari's playing or not. Yeah, this is all tough to say. If Jabari's not playing, that's even better for Aaron Gordon rebounds. I kind of like the look. The more we look at it. Like, I kind of like this look now, just because of this Christian Brown stuff. What are Aaron Gordon's points at? 16.5. So it's kind of like the PR. Was there anything last year? Did Christian Brown miss last year? Just 2 games. In the 2 games he missed, our boy had a lot of points and rebounds. Did Jokic miss either? Yeah, Jokic wasn't playing. Never mind. Jokic missed that one. This one was against the Boo Boo Kings. Still, I think there's some validity to the Aaron Gordon stuff. I'm going to write that down for myself. I like the look. All right. I got time for one more here. Aaron Gordon over PR. All right. And quick shameless plug to that I'm still running the deal that if anybody does want to jump into the VIP for a free month, you can just sign up for Novig. It's listed in the description of the video. Sign up for Novig, use code LYB, then just send us an email, support@landyourbets.com. Just be like, hey, signed up for Novig using your code LYB. Would love to check out these projections for a month. Would love to check out the site and all the bets you're putting down for a month and get that shit for free or whatever. So if you do that, that's all in the description of the video. Novig is legit too, man. Like even if you don't do this and want the free month, like Novig is definitely a great way to bet right now if you can. It's popular for a reason with a lot of people. You don't have to bet against the sports books. You bet against other bettors, right? It's a sports book exchange, so it's a little bit different, which is nice. But all right, that's the shameless plug for the website. Even though I believe in the website, so I'm happy to like plug it. I don't love plugging things because I'm like, if I don't believe in this product, I don't really want to talk about it. But I would hope that I believe in the product that I'm helping to sell here because Swish is a fucking genius. But you need to stop cussing. Now I gotta change the video. But I love that. Thank you for the Aaron Gordon look on that one. And then let me just see what the last one's fitting to be. That's fair. On offense, that's fair, but I think it's the defense that's making me feel good about Gordon. Like if you're talking about on offense, him sitting on the perimeter, I'm not too much worried about the offensive rebounds. I'm more worried about the matchup with him, and that's what I don't know because that is going to impact what you're saying here, Big Ham, which is like, well, what if Gordon's at the key? I think it's on defense. That could be the case if he's guarding like Jabari Smith, right? If he was guarding Jabari, then it'd be like, oh, that sucks because now he's probably sitting. Well, at the same time, Jabari's kind of in the corner sometimes. I think I just like it. Honestly, I don't think there's anything that would make me worry about him on defense sitting out too far to not like it. But I think Allen is in. Correct me if I'm wrong. He was like in the same sort of expected to play scenario as Garland and them. Oh, he's just ruled out. That's what you're telling me. Hell yes. Thank you, Matt. All right. So now we got some CLV that's not going to help us probably. You can't pay your rent with CLV. Remember that. Where are we at, though? It still feels good to have it. No, CLV. Evan Mobley's going upwards, obviously, because now Jared Allen is out. So that double-double value is gone. Unless you're slow-ass BetMGM, because they're slow. So if you have MGM, attack that slowness if you can get the double-double for Evan Mobley at plus 150. And if you have Bovada, that's a nice emergency account. Bovada is one that I like. Look, I don't want to like recommend the offshores for all the reasons that you don't want to do offshore betting. Like there's no security on your money. They could just be like, oh, we're not a bank we're not a book anymore, close, and then you don't have your money. But at the same time, if you could just take your money out as soon as you win it, which it also won't let you do that. But I have a nice little nest egg sitting in Bovada at times because they're slow as well. And you can find some cheap stuff there. But great. Thank you for sharing that happy news with us, Maddie. Love that. Yeah, Mobley Whips is super strong. Yep, we went over this earlier, my G. If you like Kalel Ware today, I liked him a lot for sure. So appreciate you for noticing, man. Yeah, you had to get a little bit lined up. I was ratty looking for a minute. I was in that dad bag. Yeah, appreciate it, man. I did say earlier, like I'm feeling better, not perfect, but going to the Too Short concert tonight. He's playing at a jazz club, so it's gonna be like live band and then Too Short doing this thing. It's gonna be fire, man. My wife said I'm not allowed to wear my Too Short shirt because I look like a fucking geek. And I was like, all right, that's fair. Oh, we got a look here on the Swish. Can you confirm that we like this? Well, actually, you're probably not looking at like this. You're probably not looking at NC State. You got the other, the even lower than that. But all right. I think I'm about to dip. I'm going to get a couple more things down for myself and for the folks in the VIP. So if y'all want to jump into there, I appreciate everybody jumping in today. I'm glad I could get something out with missing the video last night. I'm going to try to get tomorrow. Tomorrow's doo-doo, isn't it? It has to be doo-doo. We got to, last week I told myself I wasn't going to bet on a Saturday when it was the day after Cup games. And then I did. And then I lost money. And I lost some money on some bull too last week. So Saturday we got 7 games. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams on the back-to-back. If you don't have this is a hashtag basketball. They do a great job on a lot of things, and the best one is the back-to-back schedule and being able to see who's playing when. But so we got 9 games tonight, 7 tomorrow. That's annoying. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not having anything for the game that starts at like stupid early my time. Yeah, this is 11 a.m. on the. Yeah, this is a 10 a.m. game right here. Get out of here, man. I'm sorry. Charlotte and Clippers are gonna have to miss me tomorrow morning. All right, that's all for me today, though. Appreciate everybody, like I said. So if I don't have a video out tonight, maybe I'll be able to go live tomorrow. We'll see what the wife says. I'm gonna be honest with you there. So have a great night with everybody, man. Best of luck to y'all, and until I see you next, happy betting.